Cynthia, is it done?
Just about. There.
Make it so.
Hello, you.
Yes, we're talking to you.
Go grab your favorite brew.
And take a seat in your dulce far niente chair.
That is your happy-doing-nothing chair.
As we, the Theater Arts Guild,
And the Telescope Radio Players
proudly present to you for your oral pleasure, The Emperor of the Moon.
A farce by Afrobet.
Eight, 9, 10. Without Jack.
Jack. Queen. Without king.
King!
This does not divert me. Nor nothing will till Scaramouche return and bring me news of Cynthia.
Truly, I was so sleepy last night I know nothing of the adventure for which you are kept so close a prisoner today, and more strictly guarded than usual.
Cynthia came with music last night under my window, which my father hearing sallied out with his myrmidons upon him, and clashing of swords I heard. But what hurt was done, or whether Cynthia was discovered to him, I know not. But the billet I sent him now by Scaramouche will occasion me soon intelligence.
And see, madam, where your trusty Roger comes. You may advance, and fear none but your friends.
Away, and keep the door.
Oh, dear Scaramouche, hast thou been at the Viceroy's?
Yes. Yes.
And hast thou delivered my letter to his nephew, Don Cynthio?
Yes. Yes. What should I deliver else?
Well, and how does he?
Lord, how should he do? Why, what a laborious thing it is to be a mole.
Why, well, he should do.
So he is. As well as a knight-adventuring lover can be. He has got but one wound, madam.
How? Wounded, say you? Oh, heavens, 'tis not mortal.
Why, I have no great skill, but they say it may be dangerous.
I die with fear. Where is he wounded?
Why, madam, he is run quite through the heart. But the man may live, if I please.
Now, please, torment me not with riddles.
Why, madam, there is a certain cordial balsam called a fair lady, which outwardly applied to his bosom will prove a better cure than all your weapon or sympathetic powder, meaning your ladyship.
Is Cynthia then not wounded?
No otherwise than by your fair eyes, madam. He got away unseen and unknown.
Dost thou know how precious time is, and dost thou fool it away thus? What said he to my letter?
What should he say?
Why, 100 dear soft things of love, kiss it as often, for bless me, my goodness!
Why, so he did.
Ask thee 1,000 questions of my health, and after last night's fright.
So he did.
Expressing all the kind concern love could inspire for the punishment my father has inflicted upon me for entertaining him at my window last night.
All this he did.
And for my being confined a prisoner to my apartment without the hope or almost possibility of seeing him anymore.
Ah, there I think you are a little mistaken. For besides the plot that I have laid to bring you all together this night, there are such stratagems a-brewing, not only to bring you together, but with your father's consent, too. Such a plot, madam.
Ay, that would be worthy of thy brain. Prithee, what?
Such a device.
I'm impatient.
Such a conundrum. Well, if there be wise men and conjurers in the world, they are intriguing lovers.
Out with it.
You must know, madam, your father, my master, the doctor, is a little whimsical, romantic, or Don Quixotish or so.
Or rather mad.
Well, that were uncivil to be supposed by me, but lunatic we may call him without breaking the decorum of good manners, for he is always traveling to the moon.
And so religiously believes there is a world there that he discourses as gravely of the people, their government institutions, laws, manners, religion, and constitution, as if he had been bred a Machiavel there.
How came he thus infected first?
With reading foolish books, Lucian's dialogue of the lofty traveler who flew up to the moon and thence to heaven, and heroic business called The Man in the Moon, if you'll believe a Spaniard who was carried thither upon an engine drawn by wild geese, with another philosophical piece, a discourse of the world and the moon, and with 1,000 other ridiculous volumes too hard to name.
Ah, this reading of books is a pernicious thing. I was like to have run mad once reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But to the business. I went, as you know, to Don Cinthio's lodgings, where I found him with his dear friend Charmante, laying their heads together for a farce.
Farce?
Aye, a farce, which shall be called The Emperor of the Moon, wherein your father shall be so imposed on as shall bring matters most magnificently about.
I cannot conceive thee. But the design must be good since Cinthio and Charmante own it.
In order to this, Charmante is dressing himself like one of the Kabbalists of the Rosicrucian order, and is coming to prepare my credulous master for the greater imposition. I have his trinkets here to play upon him, which shall be ready.
But the farce, where is it to be acted?
Here, in this very house. I am to order the decorations, adorn a stage, and place scenes proper.
How can this be done without my father's knowledge?
You know the old apartment next to the Great Orchard, and the worm-eaten gallery that opens to the river, which place for several years nobody has frequented? There all things shall be acted proper for our purpose.
Oh, run, Scaramouche! My master's conjuring for you like mad below. He calls up all his little devils with horrid names, his microscope, his horoscope, his telescope, all his scopes.
Here, I'd almost forgot the letters. Here's one for you and one for Miss Bellamonte.
Here, take my prayer book. Oh, ma très chère.
Thy eyes are always laughing, Bellamonte.
And so would yours, had they been so well employed as mine this morning. I have been at the chapel and seen so many beaux, such a number of plumies, I could not tell which I should look on most. Sometimes my heart was charmed with the gay blonding, then with the melancholy noir, anon the amiable brunette, sometimes the bashful, then again the bold, the little now, anon the lovely tall. In fine, my dear, I was embarrassed on all sides. I did nothing but deal my heart tout à tour.
Oh, there was then no danger, cousin.
No, but abundance of pleasure.
Why, this is better than sighing for Charmante.
That's when he's present only and makes his court to me. I can sigh to a lover, but will never sigh after him. But oh, the bows, cousin, that I saw at church.
Oh, you had a great devotion to heaven then.
And so I had, for I did nothing but admire its handiwork. But I could not have prayed hardly if I had been dying. But a deuce on it. Who should come in and spoil all but my lover Charmante, so dressed, so gallant, that he drew together all the scattered fragments of my heart, confined my wandering thoughts, and fixed them all on him. Oh, how he looked, how he was dressed. Chevalier à cheveux blancs, plus de mouche, plus de poudre, plus de ruban et canon. Oh, what a dear, ravishing thing is the beginning of an amour.
Thou art still in tune. When wilt thou be tame, Bellamonte?
When I am weary of loving, Ilaria.
To keep up your humor, here's a letter from your Charmante.
Malicious creature, when wilt thou cease to torment me and either appear less charming or more kind? Oh. I languish when from you, and am wounded when I see you, and yet I am eternally courting my pain. Oh. Cinthio and I are contriving how we shall see you tonight. Let us not toil in vain, we ask but your consent. The pleasure will be all ours, 'tis therefore fit we suffer all the fatigue. Grant this, and love me, if you will save the life of your Charmante. Live then, Charmante. Live as long as love can last.
Well, cousin, Scaramouche tells me of a rare design's a-hatching to relieve us from this captivity. Here we are mewed up to be espoused to 2 mooncalves, for aught I know. For the devil of any human thing is suffered to come near us without our governante and keeper, Mr. Scaramouche.
Who, if he had no more honesty and conscience than my uncle, would let us pine for want of lovers. But thanks be praised, the generosity of our cavaliers has opened their obdurate hearts with a golden key that lets them in at all opportunities. Come, come, let's in and answer their billet doux.
Set down the telescope. Let me see, what hour is it?
About 6 o'clock, sir.
Oh, then 'tis about the hour that the great monarch of the upper world enters into his closet. Mount the telescope.
What to do, sir?
I understand, at certain moments critical, one may be snatched of such mighty consequences to let the sight into the secret closet.
How, sir? Peep into the king's closet? Under favor, sir, that would be something uncivil.
Uncivil? It were flat treason if it should be known. But thus unseen, and as a wise politician should, I take survey of all. This is the statesman's peeping hole, through which he steals the secrets of the king, and seems to wink at a distance.
The very keyhole, sir, through which with half an eye he sees him even at his devotion, sir.
Take care none enter.
Oh, sir! Sir! Here's some strange great man come to wait on you.
Great man? From whence?
Nay, from the moon world, for aught I know, for he looks not like the people of the lower orb.
That may be. Well, wait on him in.
Dr. Baliardo, most learned sir, all hail! Hail from the great Kabbalah of Utopia!
Most reverend bard, thrice welcome.
The fame of your great learning, sir, and virtue is known with joy to the renowned society.
Fame, sir, has done me too much honor to bear my name to the renowned Kabbalah.
You must not attribute it all to fame, sir. They are too learned and wise to take things from fame, sir. Our intelligence is by ways more secret and sublime. The stars and little demons of the air inform us all things, past, present, and to come.
I must confess, the Count of Gabalus renders it plain, from writ divine and humane. They're such friendly and intelligent demons.
I hope you do not doubt that doctrine, sir, which holds that the 4 elements are peopled with persons of a form and species more divine than vulgar mortals. Those of the fiery regions we call the salamanders. They beget kings and heroes, with spirits like their dietical sires. The lovely inhabitants of the water we call nymphs. Those of the earth are gnomes or fairies. Those of the air are sylphs. These, sir, when in conjunction with mortals, beget immortal races, such as the firstborn man, which had continued so had the first man never doted on a woman.
I am of that opinion, sir. Man was not made for women.
Most certain, sir, man was to have been immortalized by the love and conversation of these charming sylphs and nymphs, and women by the gnomes and salamanders, and to have stocked the world with demigods, such as at this day inhabit the empire of the moon.
Most admirable philosophy and reason. But do these sylphs and nymphs appear in shapes?
The most beautiful of all the sons and daughters of the universe. Fancy, imagination is not half so charming, and then so soft, so kind, but none but the Kabbalah and their families are blessed with their divine addresses. Were you but once admitted to the society?
Aye, sir, what virtues or what merits can accomplish me for that great honor?
An absolute abstinence from carnal thought, devout and pure of spirit, free from sin.
I dare not boast my virtues, sir. Is there no way to try my purity?
Are you very secret?
Oh, 'tis my first principle, sir.
And one, the most material in our Rosicrucian order, please you to make a trial?
As how, sir? I beseech you.
If you be thoroughly purged from vice, the opticals of your sight will be so illuminated that glancing through this telescope, you may behold one of these lovely creatures that people the vast region of the air.
Sir, you oblige profoundly.
Kneel, then, and try your strength of virtue, sir. Keep your eye fixed and open. Harlequin, the lenses!
What was that, sir?
Can you discern, sir?
Oh, methinks I see a kind of glorious cloud drawn up. Oh, and now 'tis gone again.
Saw you no figure?
None.
Then make a short prayer to Alakeen, the spirit of the East. Shake off all earthly thoughts.
Talk, Pa. Talk, Bay.
No. Like so. Oh, what a goose I am.
Oh, what a goose I am. Oh, what a goose I am. Oh, what a goose I am. Oh, what a goose I am.
And now look again.
Astonished, ravished with delight, I see a beauty, young and angel-like, leaning upon a cloud.
Seems she on a bed. Then she's reposing, and you must not gaze.
Oh, now a cloud veils her from me.
She saw you peeping then, and drew the curtain of the air between.
Oh, I am all rapture, sir, at this rare vision. Is it possible, sir, that I may ever hope the conversation of so divine a beauty?
Most possible, sir. They will court you. Their whole delight is to immortalize. Alexander was begot by a salamander that visited his mother in the form of a serpent because he would not make King Philip jealous. And that philosopher, Merlin, was begotten on a Vestal nun, a certain king's daughter, by a most beautiful young salamander, as indeed all the heroes and men of mighty minds are.
Ah, most excellent.
The nymph Egeria, enamored on Numa Pompilius, came to him invisible to all eyes else, and gave him all his wisdom and philosophy. Zoroaster, Trismegistus, Apuleius, Aquinas, Albertus Magnus, Socrates, and Virgil had their Zilphid, which the foolish called their demon or devil. But you are wise, sir.
But do you imagine, sir, they will fall in love with an old mortal?
They love not like the vulgar. 'Tis the immortal part they dote upon.
But, sir, I have a niece and a daughter, which I love equally. Were it not possible they might be immortalized?
No doubt on it, sir, if they be pure and chaste.
Oh, I think they are, and I'll take care to keep them so. For I confess, sir, I would fain have a hero to my grandson.
You never saw the Emperor of the Moon, sir, the mighty Aridonazar?
Never, sir. His court I have, but 'twas confusedly, too.
Refine your thoughts, sir, by a moment's prayer.
Oh, what?
No. Repeat after me. 'Tis such a pity I'm an ass. 'Tis such a pity I'm an ass.
'Tis such a pity I'm an ass. 'Tis such a pity I'm an ass. 'Tis such a pity
Now try again.
It's too much for mortal eyes. I see a monarch seated on a throne, but seems most sad and pensive.
Forbear then, sir, for now his love fit's on, and then he would be private.
His love fit, sir?
Aye, sir, the emperor is in love with some fair mortal.
And can he not command her?
Yes, but her quality being too mean, he struggles, though a king, twixt love and honor.
It were too much to know the mortal, sir?
'Tis yet unknown, sir, to the Kabbalists, who now are using all their arts to find her and serve his majesty. But now my great affair deprives me of you. Tomorrow, sir, I'll wait on you again, and now that I've tried your virtue, tell you wonders.
I humbly kiss your hands, most learned sir.
So, Don Charmante has played his part most exquisitely. I'll in and see how it works in his pericranium. Did you call, sir?
Scaramouche I have, for thy singular wit and honesty, always had a tenderness for thee above that of a master to a servant.
I must confess it, sir.
Thou hast virtue and merit that deserves much.
Oh, Lord, sir.
And I may make thee great. All I require is that thou wilt double thy diligent care of my daughter and my niece, for there are mighty things designed for them, if we can keep them from the sight of man.
The sight of man, sir?
Aye, and the very thoughts of man.
What antidote is there to be given to a young wench against the disease of love and longing?
Do your part, and because I know of thee discreet and very secret, I will hereafter discover wonders to thee. On pain of life, look to the girls. That is your charge.
Doubt me not, sir. And I hope your reverence will reward my faithful services with Mopsiphil, your daughter's governante, who is rich and has long had my affections.
Oh, traitor!
Oh, set not thy heart on transitory mortal. There are better things in store. Besides, I've promised her to a farmer for his son. Come in with me and bring the telescope.
My mistress Mopsiphil to marry a farmer's son? What? Am I then forsaken, abandoned by the false fair one? If I have honor, I must die with rage, reproaching gently and complaining madly. It's resolved. I'll hang myself. No, when did I ever hear of a hero that hang himself? No, 'tis the death of rogues. What if I drown myself? No, useless dogs and puppies are drowned. A pistol or caper on my own sword would look more nobly. But then I have a natural aversion to pain. Besides, it's as vulgar as rat's bane or the slicing of the weasand. No, I'll die a death uncommon and leave behind me an eternal fame. I have somewhere read an author, either ancient or modern, of a man that laughed to death. I am very ticklish, and thus, with this feather from my cap, am resolved to die that death. Oh, Mopsiphil, my cruel Mopsiphil! And now, farewell the world, fond love, and mortal cares.
Harlequin was left in the garden. I'll tell him the news of Mopsiphil. What's here? Harlequin dead?
Who is it thus would rob me of my honor?
Honor? Why, I thought thou'dst been dead.
Why, so I was, and the most agreeably dead.
I came to bemoan with thee the mutual loss of our mistress.
I know it, sir, I know it. And thou art as false as she. Was not a covenant between us that neither should take advantage of the other, but both should have fair play? And yet you basely went to undermine me and ask her of the doctor. But since she's gone, I scorn to quarrel for her. But let's, like loving brothers, hand in hand, leap from some precipice into the sea.
What, and spoil all my clothes? I thank you for that. No, I have a newer way. You know I lodge 4 pairs of stairs high. Let's ascend hither, and after saying our prayers...
Prayers? I never heard of a dying hero that ever prayed.
Well, I'll not stand with you for a trifle. Being come up, I'll open the casement, take you by the heels, and sling you out into the street. After which, you have no more to do but to come up and throw me down in my turn.
The achievement's great and new. But now I think on it, I'm resolved to hear my sentence from the mouth of the perfidious Trollop, for yet I cannot credit it. I'll to the lady, though I venture banging to be undeceived, 'tis hardly worth the hanging.
So, I have got rid of my rival and shall here get an opportunity to speak with Mopsiphil. For hither she must come anon to lay the young lady's night things in order. I'll hide myself in some corner till she come.
So, I made my rival believe I was gone and hid myself till I got this opportunity to steal to Mopsiphil's apartment, which must be hereabouts, for from these windows she's used to entertain my love.
I hear a soft tread. If it were Mopsiphil's, she would not come by dark.
What was that? A table. There I may obscure myself. What a devil! It's vanished!
Devil? vanished! What can this mean? 'Tis a man's voice. If it should be my master, the doctor, now, I were a dead man. He can't see me. I'll put myself into such a posture that if he feel me, he shall as soon take me for a church spout as a man.
What's this? Almost 20 rows of teeth! No, dare not I cry out, lest the doctor should come find me here and kill me. I'll try if it be mortal.
Who the devil can this be? I feel a poniard, and I'm glad I saved my skin from pinking.
I am in a belle humor for poetry tonight. I'll make some bohemes on love. Out of a great curiosity, a shepherd did demand of me. No. A shepherd this implored of me. So it shall go. Tell me, said he, can you resign? Resign. What shall rhyme to resign? Tell me, said he.
For my master, may this solve your writer's block. Tell me, said he, my Belamonte, will you be kind to your Charamonte?
Aye, so it shall be. Tell me, said he, my Belamonte, will you be kind to your Charmonte? Ha! Heavens! What's this? I'm amazed. And yet, I'll venture once more. I blushed and veiled my wishing eyes. Wishing eyes.
And answered only with my sighs.
And answered only with my sighs. What is this? Witchcraft or some divinity of love? Some Cupid sure invisible? Once more I'll try the charm. Could I a better way my love impart? Impart. And without speaking, tell him all my heart. 'Tis here again, but where is the hand that writ it? The little deity that will be seen, but only in his miracles. It cannot be a devil, for here's no sin nor mischief in all of this. Ah, mon petit furet.
Out of a great curiosity, a shepherd this implored of me. Tell me, said he, my Belamonte, will you be kind to your Charmonte? I blushed and veiled my wishing eyes, and answered only with my sighs. Could I a better way my love impart, and without speaking tell him all my heart? Whose is this different character?
'Tis yours, for aught I know.
Away, my name was put here for a blind. What rhyming fop have you been clubbing withal?
Ah, mon Dieu! Charmonte jealous?
Have I not cause? Who writ these boreums?
Some kind assisting deity, for aught I know.
Some kind assisting coxcomb that I know. The ink's yet wet. The spark is near, I find.
Ah, malheureuse! How was I mistaken in this man?
Mistaken? What, did you take me for an easy fool to be imposed upon? One that would be cuckolded by every feathered fool, that you'd call a beau un galant homme? 'Sdeath! Who would dote upon a fond she-fop, a vain, conceited, amorous coquette?
Oh, madam, hide your lover or we are all undone!
I will not hide, till I know the thing that made the verses.
Belamonte. Niece. Belamonte.
She's coming, sir! Where shall I hide him? Oh, the closet's open!
Oh, niece, ill luck, ill luck. I must leave you tonight. My brother the advocate is sick and has sent for me. 'Tis 3 long leagues, and dark as 'tis I must go. They say he's dying. Here, take my keys, and go to my study, and look over all my papers, and bring me all those marked with a cross and a figure of 3. They concern my brother and I.
Yes, uncle.
Come, Scaramouche, and get me ready for my journey. And on your life, let not a door be opened till I return.
Mopsiphil and alone.
'Tis a delicious thing to be rich. What a world of lovers it invites. I have one for every hand, and the favorite for my lips.
Him I would be glad to know.
But of all my lovers, I am for the farmer's son, because he keeps a calash, and I'll swear a coach is the most agreeable thing about a man. Oh, me? What's that?
The ghost of a poor lover dwindled into a hey-ho.
My rival and my mistress? Is this done like a man of honor, Monsieur Harlequin? To take advantages to injure me?
Advantages are lawful in love and war.
'Twas contrary to our league and covenant. Therefore I defy thee as a traitor.
I scorn to fight with thee, because I once called thee brother.
Then thou art a poltroon, that is to say, a coward.
Coward? Nay, then I am provoked. Come on.
Pardon me, sir, I gave the coward, and you ought to strike.
If you be for dancing, sir, I have my weapons for all occasions. Ha ha! Ha ha! Mon bon ami! Is this not better than dueling?
But not altogether so heroic, sir. Well, for the future, let us have fair play. No tricks to undermine each other, but which of us is chosen to be the happy man, the other shall be content.
Cousin Belmonte! Cousin!
Slife, let's be gone, lest we be seen in the lady's apartment.
Oh no! How came you here?
I came to tell you, madam, my master's just taking mule to go his journey tonight, and that Don Cinthio is in the street for a lucky moment to enter in.
But what if anyone, by my father's order, or he himself, should by some chance surprise us?
If we be, I have taken order against a discovery. I'll go see if the old gentleman be gone and return with your lover.
I tremble, but I know not whether 'tis with fear or joy.
My dear Ilaria.
Heavens!
Shun my arms, Ilaria?
Why did you come so soon?
Is it too soon whene'er 'tis safe, Ilaria?
I die with fear. Met you not Scaramouche. He went to bid you wait a while. What shall I do?
Why this concern? None of the house has seen me. I saw your father taking horse.
Sure you mistake. Methinks I hear his voice.
Laboratory.
Do you hear that, sir? Oh, I
Nate
am
Scaramouche,
undone.
where are you?
Shall I hide you? He approaches. Ha! My cousin's closet is open. Step in a little.
Here I must have dropped it. A light there.
Oh, this perfidious woman. No marvel she was so surprised and angry at my approach tonight.
Who can this be? But I'll be prepared.
Scaramouche! Knave! A light! A man! And in my house! Oh, dire misfortune! Who are you, sir?
Men call me Gog Magog, the spirit of power! My right hand riches hold, my left hand honor. Is there a city wife would be a lady? Bring her to me. Her easy cuckold shall be dubbed a knight.
Oh, heavens! A madman, sir!
Is there a tawdry fop would have a title? A rich mechanic that would be an alderman? Bring him to me, and I'll convert that coxcomb and that blockhead into your honor and right worshipful.
Mad. Stark mad. Why, sirrah, rogue? Scaramouche, how got this madman in?
Oh, thou perfidious maid! Who hast thou hid in yonder conscious closet?
Why, sir, he was brought in a chair for your advice, but how he rambled from the parlor to this chamber, I know not.
Upon a winged horse, eclipsed Pegasus, swift as the fiery racers of the sun, I fly, I see how I mount and cut the liquid sky.
Alas, poor gentleman, he's past all cure. But, sirrah, for the future, take you care that no young mad patients be brought into my house.
I shall, sir. And see, here's your key you looked for.
Oh, that's well. I must be gone. Bar up the doors, and upon life or death, let no man enter.
Who the devil could that be that pulled me from the closet? But at last I'm free, and the doctor's gone. I'll to Cynthio and bring him to pass this night with our mistresses.
Now, for this lucky rival, if his stars will make this last part of his adventure such. I hid myself in the next chamber till I heard the doctor go, only to return to be revenged.
Scaramouche tells me Charmanti is concealed in the closet, whom Cynthio surely has mistaken for some lover of mine and is jealous. But I'll send Charmanti after him to make my peace and undeceive him. Sir, where are you? They are gone, and you may adventure out. Cynthio, here!
Yes, madam, to your shame. Now your perfidiousness is plain, false woman. Is well your lover had the dexterity of escaping. I'd spoiled his making love else.
Prithee, hear me.
But since my ignorance of his person saves his life, live and possess him, till I can discover him.
Go, peevish fool, whose jealousy believes me given to change. Let thy own torments be my just revenge. Heavens, Belmonte, where have you been?
Fatigued with the most disagreeable affair for a person of my humor in the world. Oh, how I hate business, which I do no more mind than a spark does the sermon, who is ogling his mistress at church all the while. I have been ruffling over 20 reams of paper for my uncle's writings.
So, the old gentleman has departed this wicked world, and the house is our own for this night. Where are the sparks? Where are the sparks?
Nay, heaven knows.
How? I hope not so. I left Charmanti confined to my closet when my uncle had liked to have surprised us together. Is he not here?
No, he escaped, but he has made sweet doings.
Heavens, cousin, what?
My father was coming into the chamber and had like to have taken Cynthia with me when, to conceal him, I put him in your closet not knowing of Charmanti's being there, and which, in the dark, he took for a gallant of mine. Had not my father's presence hindered, I believe there had been a murder committed. However, they both escaped, unknown.
Is that all? Lovers' quarrels are soon adjusted. I'll to 'em, unfold the riddle, and bring 'em back. Take no care, but go in and dress you for the ball. Mopsiphil has habits which your lover sent to put on. The fiddles, treat, and all are prepared. 'Tis Cynthio! Don Cynthio! Well, what's the quarrel? How fell ye out?
You may inform yourself, I believe, for these close intrigues cannot be carried on without your knowledge.
What intrigues, sir? Be quick, for I am in haste.
Who was the lover I surprised in the closet?
Deceptio visus, sir, the error of the eyes.
Thou dog! I felt him, too. But since the rascal escaped me, I'll be revenged on thee!
What's the matter here?
Senor Don Charmanti!
What? Cynthio in a rage. Who's the unlucky object?
All man and womankind. Ilaria's false.
Ilaria false? Take heed. Sure her nice virtue is proof against the vices of her sex. Say rather Belmonte. She who by nature's light and wavering, the town contains not such a false impertinent. This evening I surprised her in her chamber, writing of verses, and between her lines some spark had newly penned his proper stuff. Curse the jilt, I'll be her fool no more.
Oh, I doubt you are mistaken in that, sir, for 'twas I was the spark that writ the proper stuff to do you service.
Thou?
Aye, we that spend our lives and fortunes here to serve you, to be used like devices to your plot. Come, sir, satisfy him who 'twas hid in the closet when he came in and found you.
Is it possible? Was it Charmanti?
Was it you, Cynthio? Pox on it, what fools are we! We could not know one another by instinct.
Well, dispute no more this clear case, but let's hasten to your mistresses.
I'm ashamed to appear before Ilaria.
And I to Belamonte.
Come, come, take heart of grace. Pull your hats down over your eyes, put your arms across, sigh, and look scurvily. Your simple looks are ever a token of repentance. Come along.
I am extremely pleased with these habits, cousin.
They are a la Gothic and uncommune. Our lovers have a very good fancy, cousin. I long to see 'em.
And so do I. I wonder why Scaramouche stays so, and what success he has.
You have no cause to doubt. You can so easily acquit yourself, but what shall I do? Who can no more imagine who should write those bohèmes than who I shall love next if I break off with Charmante?
If he be a man of honor, cousin, when a maid protests her innocence.
But he's a man of wit too, cousin, and knows when women protest most, they likely lie most.
Most commonly, for truth needs no observation.
That's according to the disposition of your lover. For some believe you most when you most abuse and cheat 'em. Some are so obstinate they would damn a woman with protesting before she can convince 'em.
Such a one is not worth convincing. I would not make the world wise at the expense of a virtue.
Nay, he shall e'er remain as heaven made him for me, since there are men enough for all uses.
Can you forgive us?
That, Cynthia, you're convinced. I do not wonder. But how Charmante is inspired, I know not.
Let it suffice. I'm satisfied, my Belamonte.
Come, let us not lose time, since we are all friends.
The best use we can make of it is to talk of love.
Oh, we shall have time enough for that hereafter. Besides, you may make love in dancing, as well as in sitting. You may gaze, sigh, and press the hand, and now and then receive a kiss. What would you more?
Yes. Wish a little more.
Be mindful, chaste and pure.
We were unreasonable to forbid you that cold joy, nor shall you wish long in vain if you bring matters so about to get us with my uncle's consent.
Our fortunes depend solely on his pleasure, which are too considerable to lose.
All things are ordered as I have written you at large. Our scenes and all our properties are ready. We have no more to do but to banter the old gentleman into a little more faith, which the next visit of our new Kabbalist Charmante will complete.
Punch it, Skewy.
Scaramouche!
Hark! What noise is that?
Scaramouche!
Sure 'tis in the next room.
Scaramouche!
The devil in the likeness of my old master's voice, for it is impossible it should be he himself.
If it be he, how got he in? Did you not secure the doors?
He always has a key to open 'em. Oh, what shall we do? There's no escaping him. He's in the next room through which you are to pass.
Scaramouche, knave, where are you?
'Tis he, 'tis he. Follow me all behind the drape.
I tell you, sirrah, I heard noise of fiddles.
No, surely, sir, 'twas a mistake.
Bless me, sir. Is it you or your ghost?
'Twere good for you, sir, if I were a thing of thin air. But as I am substantial mortal, I will lay it on you substantially.
Ah! Whoa! What do you mean, sir? What do you mean? Oh!
Sirrah, must I stand waiting your leisure while you are roguing here? I will reward ye.
I shall deserve it richly, sir, when you know all.
I guess all, sirrah, and I heard all, and you shall be rewarded for all. Where have you hid the fiddles, you rogue?
Fiddles, sir?
Aye, fiddles, knave.
Fiddles, sir. Where?
Here I heard them, thou false steward of thy master's treasure.
Fiddles, sir? Sure 'twas wind got in your head and whistled in your ears, riding so late, sir.
Aye, thou false varlet. There's another debt I owe you for bringing me so damnable a lie. My brother's well. I met his valet but a league from town, and found the roguery out.
Ow! Ow! Ah! Is this the reward I have for being so diligent since you went?
In what, thou villain? In what?
Why, look you, sir. I have, to surprise you with pleasure against you came home, been putting up this piece of tapestry. The best in Italy, for the rareness of the figures, sir.
It is indeed a stately piece of work. How came I by him?
'Twas sent, your reverence, from the virtuoso, or some of the Kabbalists.
Oh, I must confess, the workmanship is excellent. But still, I do insist I heard the music.
'Twas then the tuning of the spheres, some serenade, sir, from the inhabitants of the moon.
From the moon. That may be.
Lord, do you think I would deceive your reverence?
From the moon, a serenade. I see no signs on here. Indeed, must be so. I'll think on more at my leisure. Prithee, what story is this?
Why, sir, 'tis...
Hold up the candles higher and nearer.
Sir?
What was that struck me?
Struck you, sir? Imagination.
Can my imagination feel, sirrah?
Oh, the most tenderly of any part about one, sir.
That may be.
Are you a great philosopher and know not that, sir?
This fellow has a glimpse of profundity. I like the figures well.
You will when you see 'em by daylight, sir.
Is that imagination too? Betrayed, undone. Run for my pistols. Call up my servants, Peter. A plot on my daughter and my niece.
Here, fear nothing. Hold by each other that when I go out, all may go. That is, slip out when you hear the doctor is come in again, which he will certainly do, and all depart to your respective lodgings.
And leave thee to bear the brunt?
Take you no care for that. I'll put it into my bill of charges and be paid altogether.
What, by dark? That shall not save you, villains, traitors to my glory and repose. Peter, hold fast the door. Let none escape.
I'll warrant you, sir.
Lights there. Lights. I'm sure they could not escape.
Impossible, sir.
Bless me. What's here?
Who art thou?
I? Who the devil are you? And you go to that? Mercy upon us. Why, what? It's you, sir? Returned so soon?
Returned?
Aye, sir. Did you not go out of town last night to your brother, the advocate?
Thou villain, thou questionest me as if thou know not what I was returned?
I know, sir. How should I know? I'm sure I am but just awakened from the sweetest dream.
You dream still, sirrah, but I shall wake your roadship. Were you not here but now showing me a piece of tapestry, you villain?
Tapestry?
Yes, rogue, yes, for which I'll have thy life.
Are you stark mad, sir? Or do I dream still?
Tell me, and tell me quickly, rogue. Who were those traitors that were hid but now in the disguise of a piece of hangings?
Bless me. You amaze me, sir. What conformity has every word you say to my rare dream? Pray, let me feel you, sir. Are you human?
You shall feel I am, sirrah, if thou confess not.
Confess, sir? What shall I confess? I understand not your Kabbalistic language, but in mine, I confess that you waked me from the rarest dream, where methought the Emperor of the Moonworld was in our house, dancing and reveling, and methought his grace was fallen desperately in love with Mistress Ilaria, and that his brother, the Prince, sir, of Thunderland, was also in love with Mistress Bellamonte, and methought they descended to court him in your absence, and that at last you surprised them, and they transformed themselves into a suit of hangings to deceive you. But at last methought you grew angry at something, and they all fled to heaven again, and after a deal of thunder and lightning I waked, sir, and hearing human voices here, came to see what the matter was.
May I credit this?
Credit it? By all the honor of your house, by my unseparable veneration of the mathematics, 'tis true, sir.
That famous Rosicrucian who yesterday visited me told me the Emperor of the Moon was in love with a fair mortal. This dream is the inspiration of this fellow. He must have wondrous virtue in him to be so worthy of such divine intelligences. But if that mortal should be Ilaria, but no more. I dare not yet suppose it. Perhaps the thing was real and no dream, for oftentimes the grosser part is hurried away in sleep by the force of imagination, and is wonderfully agitated. This fellow must be present in his sleep. Of this we have frequent instances. I'll to my daughter and my niece and hear what knowledge they may have of this.
Will you so? I'll secure you. The frolic shall go round.
Scaramouche, if you have not deceived me in this matter, time will convince me further. If it rest here, I shall believe you false.
Good sir, suspend your judgment and anger till then.
I'll do it. Go back to bed.
No, sir, 'tis morning now, and I'm up for all day. This madness is a pretty sort of pleasant disease when it tickles but in one vein. Why, here's my master now, as great a scholar, as grave and wise a man in all argument and discourse as can be met with, yet name but the moon, and he runs into ridicule and grows as mad as the wind. Well, doctor, if thou canst be madder yet, we'll find a medicine that shall cure your fit better than all Galenicus.
You have your lessons. Stand to it bravely, and the town's our own, madame.
Not in bed. This gives me mortal fears.
Prince.
Prince?
How little faith I give to all your courtship, who leaves our orb so soon.
Said she orb?
But since you are of a celestial race and can easily penetrate into the utmost limits of the thought, why should I fear to tell you of your conquest, and thus implore your aid? Prince Divine!
I am ravished.
Take pity on a mortal.
I am rapt.
And take me with you to the world above.
The moon. The moon, she means. I am transported, overjoyed, and ecstasied.
My uncle come again to interrupt us?
Hide nothing from me, my dear Bellamante, since all already is discovered to me, and more.
Why have you waked me from my softest dream that ever maid was blessed with?
What, my blessed Ilaria?
Methought I entertained a demigod, one of gay inhabitants of the moon.
I'm sure mine was no dream. I waked, I heard, I saw, I spoke, and danced to the music of the spheres. And methought my glorious lover tied a diamond chain about my arm. See, 'tis all substantial.
And mine a ring of more than mortal luster.
Heaven keep me moderate, lest excess joy should make my virtue less. There's a wondrous mystery in this. A mighty blessing does attend your fates. Go in and pray to the chaste powers above to give you virtue for such rewards. How this agrees with what the learned Kabbalist informed me of last night. He said the Emperor of the Moon, that great Iridanazar, was enamored by a fair mortal. It must be so, and either he descended to court my daughter personally, which for the rareness of the novelty she takes to be a dream, or else what they and I beheld was visionary by way of sublime intelligence, and possibly 'tis only thus the people of the world converse with mortals. I must be satisfied in this main point of deep philosophy. I'll go to my study, for I cannot rest till I this weighty mystery have discussed.
Though I am come off en cavalier with my master, I am not with my mistress, whom I promised to console this night, and 'tis but just I should make good this morning. 'Twill be rude to surprise her sleeping, and more gallant to wake her with a serenade at her window.
My heart would be a fireball, 'cause you would be my Venus of the stars.
What woeful ditty-making mortals this, that ere the lark her early note has sung, does doleful love beneath my casement thrum? Ah, Senor Scaramouche, is it you?
Who should it be that takes such pains to sue?
Oh, lover most true blue.
If I can now but gain admittance, I shall not only deliver the young ladies their letters from their lovers, but get some opportunity in this disguise to slip this billet doux into Mopsiphel's hand and bob my comrade Scaramouche. What do I see? My mistress at the window, courting my rival!
But we lose precious time since you designed me a kind hour in your chamber.
Traitor!
You'll be sure to keep it from Harlequin.
And yes, he. Hang him, fool. He takes you for a saint.
Harlequin. Hang him, shot and herring.
Cully, a naughty.
A mere zany.
Hard-hearted cur.
Fit for nothing but a cuckold.
Monster of ingratitude. How shall I be revenged? Hold, thou perjured traitor.
Oh, discovered! A woman in the garden.
Come down, thy false perfidious wretch.
Who in the devil's name art thou? And to whom dost thou speak?
To thee, that false deceiver, thou hast broken thy vows, thy lawful vows of wedlock. Oh, that I should live to see this day.
Who mean you, woman?
Whom should I mean but thou, my lawful spouse?
Oh, villain! Lawful spouse! Let me come to her.
The woman's mad. Hark ye, jade. How long have you been thus distracted?
E'er since I loved and trusted thee, false varlet. See here, the witness of my love and shame.
How? With child? Out, villain! Was I made a property?
Hear me!
Oh, thou heathen Christian, was not one woman enough?
Aye, sirrah, answer to that.
I shall be sacrificed.
I am resolved to marry tomorrow, either to the apothecary or the farmer. Men I never saw to be revenged on thee, thou termagant infidel.
What noise? What outcry? What tumult's this?
The doctor. What shall I do?
A woman. Some bod, I'm sure. Woman, what's your business here, huh?
I came, and like your seniorship, to Madame the Governante here, to serve her in the quality of a fille de chambre to the young ladies.
A fille de chambre? 'Tis so?
Oh, senor.
How now? What strange curtsy. Do you mock me?
Oh, senor.
Stay, mistress, and what service are you able to do the senor's daughters?
Is this Senor Dr. Baliardo, madame?
Yes.
Oh, he is a very handsome gentleman, indeed.
Hi. What service can you do, mistress?
Oh, why, senor, I can tie a cravat the best of any person in Naples, and I can comb a periwig, and I can...
Very proper service for young ladies. You, I believe, have been fille de chambre to some young cavaliers.
Most true, senor. Why, should not the cavaliers keep fille de chambres, as well as great ladies valet de chambre?
Indeed, 'tis equally reasonable. 'Tis a bod. But have you never served ladies?
Oh, yes, I served a parson's wife.
Is that a great lady?
Aye, surely, sir. What else is she? For she wore her mantuas of brocade d'or, petticoats laced up to the gathers, her points, her patches, paints, and perfumes, and sat in the uppermost place in the church, too.
But have you never served countesses or duchesses?
Oh, yes, madame. The last last I served was an alderman's wife in the city.
Was that a countess or a duchess?
Aye, certainly, for they have all the money, and then for the clothes, jewels, and rich furniture, and eating, they outdo the very vice-reine herself.
This is a very ignorant running bod. Therefore, first search her for billet doux, and then have her pumped.
Oh, senor!
Ha! Letters to Ilaria and Bellamonte. These are from their lovers. Ha! A note to Mopsiville? Oh, rogue, have I found you?
If you have, 'tis but trick for your trick, Senor Scaramouche, and you may spare the pumping.
For once, sirrah, I'll bring you off and deliver your letters. Sir, do you not know who this is? Why, 'tis a rival of mine, who put on this disguise to cheat me of Mistress Mopsiville. See, here's a billet to her.
What is he?
A mongrel dancing master. Therefore, sir, since all the injury's mine, I'll pardon him for a dance, and let the agility of his heels save his bones. With your permission, sir.
With all my heart. I'm glad he comes off so comically.
Sir, here's the rare philosopher who was here yesterday.
Oh, give him entrance, and I'll depart.
Blessed be those stars that first conducted me to so much worth and virtue. You were their darlings, sir, for whom they wear their brightest luster. Your fortune is established. You are made, sir.
Let me contain my joy. May I be worthy, sir, to apprehend you?
After long searching, watching, fasting, praying, and using all the virtuous means in nature whereby we solely do attain the highest knowledge in philosophy, it was resolved by strong intelligence. You were the happiest sire of that bright nymph that had fascinated, charmed, and conquered the mighty Emperor Iridonazar, the monarch of the moon.
I am undone with joy, ruined with transport. Can it, sir, be possible?
Receive the blessing, sir, with moderation.
I do, sir, I do.
This very night, by their great art, they find, he will descend and show himself in glory. An honor, sir, no mortal has received this 60 years.
Oh, say you so, sir? No emperor ever descended this 60 years? Oh, was I deceived last night?
Yes, sir, often in disguise, in several shapes and forms, which did of old occasion so many fabulous tales of all the shapes of Jupiter, but never in their proper glory, sir, as emperors. This is an honor only designed to you.
Oh, and will his grace be here in person, sir?
In person, and with him a man of mighty quality, sir. 'Tis thought the Prince of Thunderland, but that's but whispered, sir, in the cabal, and that he loves your niece.
Miraculous! And how this agrees with all I've seen and heard. Tonight, you say, sir?
'Tis so conjectured, sir. Some of the Kabbalists are of opinion that last night there was some sally from the moon.
About what hour, sir?
The meridian of the night, sir, about the hours of 12 or 1. But who descended, or in what shape, is yet uncertain.
This I believe, sir.
Why, sir?
Oh, may I communicate a secret of that nature?
To any of the Kabbalists, but none else.
Well, then no. Last night, my daughter and my niece were entertained by those illustrious heroes.
Who, sir? The Emperor and Prince his cousin?
Most certain, sir. But whether they appeared in solid bodies or phantomical is yet a question. For at my unlucky approach, they all transformed themselves into a piece of hangings.
'Tis frequent, sir. Their shapes are numerous, and 'tis also in their power to transform all they touch, by virtue of a certain stone they call the ebula.
That wondrous ebula Gonzalez had?
The same, by virtue of which all weight was taken from him, and then with ease the lofty traveller flew from Parnassus Hill, and from Hymettus Mount, and Hydrania, and Acorinthus, thence to Taygetus, so to Olympus top, from whence he had but one step to the moon. Dizzy, he grants he was.
No wonder, sir. Oh, happy great Gonzales!
Your virtue, sir, will render you as happy. But I must haste. This night prepare your daughter and your niece, and let your house be dressed, perfumed, and clean.
It shall be all performed, sir.
Be modest, sir, and humble in your elevation, for nothing shows the wit so poor as wonder, nor birth so mean as pride.
I humbly thank your admonition, sir, and shall in all I can struggle with human frailty.
So, all things go gloriously forward but my own amour. And there is no convincing this obstinate woman that 'twas that rogue harlequin in disguise claimed me, so that I cannot so much as come to deliver the young ladies their letters from their lovers. I must get in with this damned mistress of mine, or all our plot will be spoiled for want of intelligence. The devil does not use to fail me at a dead lift. I must deliver those letters, and I must have this wench, though but to be revenged on her for abusing me. Let me see. She is resolved for the apothecary or the farmer. Well, say no more, honest Scaramouche. Thou shalt find a friend at need of me, and if I do not fit you with a spouse, say that a woman has outwitted me.
Hold! Sir, you, I suppose, know the customs that are due to this city of Naples? From all persons that pass the gates in coach, chariot, calash, or siege volant?
I am not ignorant of the custom, sir. But what's that to me?
Not to you, sir. Why, what privilege have you above the rest?
Privilege? For what, sir?
Why, for passing, sir, with any of the before-named carriages.
Art mad? Dost not see I am a plain baker, and this is my cart that comes to carry bread for the viceroys and the city's use.
Are you mad, sir? To think I cannot see a gentleman farmer and a calash from a baker and a cart?
Drunk by this day, and so early, too. Oh, you're a special officer. Unhand my horse, sirrah, or you shall pay for all the damage you do to me.
Hey, Day, here's a fine cheat upon the viceroy. Sir, pay me, or I'll seize your horse. Nay, and you be so brisk. I'll call the clerk from his office. Mr. Clerk! Mr. Clerk!
What's the matter here?
Here's a fellow, sir, will persuade me his calash is a cart and refuses the customs for passing the gate.
A calash? Where? I only see a carter and his cart.
What a devil! Was I blind?
Mr. Clerk, I am a baker that came with bread to sell, and this fellow here has stopped me this hour and made me lose the sale of my ware. And being drunk will outface me I am a farmer, and this cart a calash.
He is in an error. Friend, pass on.
No, sir. I'll have satisfaction first, or the viceroy shall know how he's served by drunken officers that are a nuisance to a civil government.
What do you demand, friend?
Demand? I demand a crown, sir.
This is very, very hard. Mr. Clerk, if ever I saw in my life, I thought I saw a gentleman in a calash.
Come. Gratify him and see better hereafter.
Here, sir. If I must, I must.
Pass on, friend.
Oh, I'll swear it is a calash. Mr. Clerk! Mr. Clerk! Come back! Come, sir! Let your own eyes convince you, sir!
Convince me of what you sought?
This is a gentleman and a...
Stark drunk. Sirrah, if you trouble me at every mistake of yours thus, you shall quit your office.
I beg your pardon, sir. I am a little in drink, I confess. A little blind and mad, sir. This must be the devil, that's certain.
This makes me very angry.
Well, now to my thinking, 'tis as plain a Kalash again as ever I saw in my life. And yet, I'm satisfied it's nothing but a cart!
The devil's in it if either the doctor, my master, or Mopsiphil know me in this disguise. And thus I may not only gain my mistress and outwit Harlequin, but deliver the ladies those letters from their lovers, which I took out of his pocket this morning. And who would suspect an apothecary for a mole? Nor can the jade Mopsiphil, in honor, refuse a person of my gravity and so well set up. The doctor here first. This is not so well. But I'm prepared with impudence for all encounters. Most Reverend Dr. Baliardo!
Senor.
I might, through great pusillanimity, blush to give you this anxiety, did I not opine you were as gracious, as communicative, and eminent. And though you have no cognizance of me, your humble servant, yet I have of you. You being so gravely famed for your admirable skill, both in Galenical and Paracelsian phenomena, and other approved felicities in vulnerary emetics and purgative experiences.
Senor, your opinion honors me. Rare man, this.
And though I am at present busied in writing those few observations I have accumulated in my peregrinations, sir, yet the ambition I aspire to, of being an ocular and orial witness of your singularity, made me trespass on your sublimer affairs.
Senor.
Besides a violent inclination, sir, of being initiated into the denomination of your learned family, by the conjugal circumference of a matrimonial tie with that singularly accomplished person, Madame, the governante of your hostel.
Oh, a sweetheart for Mopsiphil.
And if I may obtain your condescension to my hymeneal propositions, I doubt not my operation with the fair one.
Senor, she most honored in the overture, and my ability should not be wanting to fix the concord. But have you been a traveler, sir?
Without circumlocution, sir, I have seen all the regions beneath the sun and moon.
The moon, sir. You never traveled thither, sir?
Not in propria persona, senor, but by speculation I have, and made most considerable remarks on that incomparable terra firma, of which I have the completest map in Christendom, and which Gonzalez himself omitted in his Cosmographia of the Lunar Mundus.
A map of the lunar mundus, sir. May I crave the honor of seeing it?
You shall, sir, together with a map of terra incognita. A great rarity indeed, sir.
Jewels, sir, worth a king's ransom.
Ha! What figure of a thing have we here, bantering my credulous uncle? This must be some scout sent from our forlorn hope to discover the enemy and bring in fresh intelligence. Huh. That wink tipped me some tidings, and she deserves not a good look, who understands not the language of the eyes. Sir, dinner's on the table.
Let it wait. I am employed.
Ha! 'Tis so. This fellow has some novel for us, some letter or instructions, but how to get it?
But this map, senor, I protest you have filled me with curiosity. Has it signified all things so exactly, say you?
Omitted nothing, senor. No city, town, village, or villa. No castle, river, bridge, lake, spring, or mineral.
Are any, sir, of those admirable mineral waters there so frequent to our world?
In abundance, sir. The famous Garamantine, a young Italian, sir, lately come from thence, gives an account of an excellent Scadrigo that has lately made an ebullition there, in great reputation with the lunary ladies.
Indeed, sir. Be pleased, senor. Solve me of the queries that may ennote some appearances of the virtue of the water you speak of.
Pox on him! What questions he asks! But to gain her response, I must press on. Why, sir, you must know the tincture of this water upon stagnation ceruleates, and the crocus upon the stones flavices. This he observes to be, sir, the indication of a generous water. Now, sir, be pleased to observe the 3 regions. If they be bright, without doubt Mars is powerful. If the middle region or camera be palled, Philia Solis is breeding. And then the 3rd region. If the feces be volatile, the birth will soon come in Balneo. This I observed also in the laboratory of that ingenious chemist Lysidono, and with much pleasure animadverted that mineral of the same zenith and nadir of that now so famous water in England, near that famous metropolis called Islington.
Senor.
For, sir, upon the infusion, the crow's head immediately procures the seal of Hermes, and had not lac virginis been too soon sucked up, I believe we might have seen the consummation of amalgama.
Most likely, sir.
But, sir, this Garamantine relates the strangest operation of a mineral in the lunar world that I ever heard of.
As how, I pray, sir?
Why, sir, a water impregnated to a circulation with prima materia. Upon my honor, sir, the strongest I ever drank of.
How, sir? Did you drink of it?
I speak only the words of Garamantine, sir. Pox on him, I shall be trapped.
Cry mercy, sir.
The lunary physicians, sir, call it uranum volcani. It calibrates everyone's excrements more or less according to the greatest of the natural calor. To my knowledge, sir, a smith of a very fiery constitution is grown very opulent by drinking these waters.
How, sir? Grown rich by drinking the waters, and to your knowledge?
The devil's in my tongue. To my knowledge, sir, for what a man of honor relates, I may safely affirm.
Excuse me, senor.
For, sir, conceive me how he grew rich. Since he drank those waters, he never buys any iron, but hammers it out of Stursus Proprius. Oh, what relief, Herbile.
Sir, 'tis 3 o'clock, and dinner will be cold.
I come, sweetheart, but this is wonderful.
Aye, sir, and if at any time nature be too infirm, and he prove costive, he has no more to do but apply a lodestone ad annum.
Is't possible?
Most true, sir. And that facilitates the journey per viscera. But I detain you, sir. Another time, sir. I will now only beg the honor of a word or two with the governante before I go.
Sir, she shall wait on you, and I shall be proud to have the honor of your conversation.
What have we here? A tailor or a tumbler?
Who's this? What if it should be the farmer that the doctor has promised Mopsiville to? My heart misgives me. Who would you speak with, friend?
This is, perhaps, my rival, the apothecary. Speak with, sir. Why, what's that to you?
Have you affairs with Signor Doctor, sir?
Maybe I have. Maybe I have not. What then, sir?
Senor Doctor tells me I have a lover waits me. Sure, it must be the farmer or the apothecary. No matter which, so a lover, that welcomest man alive. I am resolved to take the first good offer, though but in revenge of Harlequin and Scaramouche for putting tricks upon me. Ah, 2 of them.
My mistress here.
Hold, gentlemen. Do not worry me. Which of you would speak with me?
I, madam.
Both of you?
No, madam. I.
If both lovers, you are both welcome. But let's have fair play and take your turns to speak.
Aye, senor. 'Tis most uncivil to interrupt me.
And disingenuous, sir, to intrude on me.
Let me then speak first.
I'm done.
I acquiesce.
I was informed there was a person here had propositions of marriage to make me.
That's I.
And I attend to that consequential finny.
I know not what you mean by your finny, senor, but I am come to offer myself this gentlewoman's servant, her lover, her husband, Her dog in a halter, or anything.
Him I declare a poltroon and an ignominious utensil that dare lay claim to the renowned lady of my prima mobile. That is, my best affections.
I fear not your hard words, sir, but dare loud pronounce, if Donna Mopsiphil like me, the farmer, as well as I like her, 'tis a match. And my chariot's ready at the gate to bear her off, d'ye see?
Ah, how that chariot pleads.
And I pronounce that being intoxicated with the sweet eyes of this refulgent lady, I come to tender her my noblest particulars, being already most advantageously set up with the circumstantial implements of my occupation.
A city apothecary? A most genteel calling. Which shall I choose? Senor Apothecary, I'll not expostulate the circumstantial reasons that have occasioned me this honor.
Incomparable lady, the elegance of your repartees most excellently denotes the profundity of your capacity.
What the devil's all this? Good Mr. Conjurer, stand by, and don't fright the gentlewoman with your elegant profundities.
How? A conjurer? I will chastise thy vulgar ignorance that he cleps a philosopher a conjurer.
Philosophers, prithee, if thou beest the man, speak like a man then.
Why, what do I speak like? What do I speak like?
What do you speak like? Why, you speak like a wheelbarrow.
How?
And how?
That's well, gentlemen. Let's have all peace, while I survey you both and see which likes me best. Ha! Now on my conscience, my two foolish lovers, Harlequin and Scaramouche. How are my hopes defeated? But faith, I'll fit you both.
So, she's considering still. I shall be the happy dog.
She's taking aim. She cannot choose but like me best.
Well, madam, how does my person propagate?
Faith, senor, now I look better on you. I do not like your physiognomy so well as your intellects. You discovering some circumstantial symptoms that ever denote a villainous inconstancy.
Ah, you are pleased, madam?
You are mistaken, senor. I am displeased at your grey eyes and black eyebrows and beard. I never knew a man with those signs true to his mistress or his friend. And I would sooner wed that scoundrel Scaramouche, that very civil mole, that mere pair of chemical bellows that blow the doctor's projecting fires, that deputy urinal shaker, that very Guzman of Salamanca, than a fellow of your infallible signum malice.
You have your answer, Senor Friskin, and may shut up your shop and be gone.
Sure the jade knows me.
And as for you, senor,
Madame.
those lanthorn jaws of yours, with that most villainous sneer and grin, and a certain fierce air of your eyes, looks altogether most fanatically, which with your notorious whey beard are certain signs of knavery and cowardice. Therefore, I'd rather wed that spider harlequin, that skeleton buffoon, that ape of man, that jack of Lent, that very top, that of no use but when 'tis whipped and lashed, that piteous property, I'd rather wed than thee.
A very fair declaration.
You understand me now. And so, adieu, sweet glister pipe, and Senor Dirty Boots.
That I should not know that rogue harlequin.
That I should take this fool for a physician. How long have you commenced apothecary, senor?
Ever since you turned farmer, are you not a damned rogue to put these tricks upon me, and most dishonorably break all articles between us?
And are you not a damned son of a something to break articles with me?
Oh, no more words, sir. No more words. I find it must come to actions. Draw.
Draw! So I can draw, sir.
Hold!
Let me go, sir.
What mean you, gentlemen?
I am provoked beyond measure, sir.
You must excuse me, senor.
I dare not discover the fool for his master's sake, and it may spoil our intrigue anon. Besides, he'll then discover me, and I shall be discarded for bantering the doctor. Man of honor, to be so basely affronted here.
Should I discover this rascal, he would tell the old gentleman I was the same that attempted his house today in women's clothes, and I should be kicked and beaten most insatiably.
What, senor, for a man of parts to be imposed upon and whipped through the lungs here, like a mountebank's zany for sham cures? Mr. Doctor, I must tell you, 'tis not civil.
I'm extremely sorry for it, sir. And you shall see how I will have this fellow handled for the affront to a person of your gravity, and in my house. Here, Peter, take this intruder, or bring some of your fellows hither and toss him in a blanket.
Hark ye, bring me off, or I'll discover all your intrigue.
Let me alone.
I'll warrant you some rogue that has some plot on my niece and daughter.
No, no, sir. He comes to impose the grossest lie upon you that ever was heard of.
Hold! I'll confess all, rather than endure it.
Hold. What would you confess, sir?
That he's the greatest impostor in nature. Would you think it, sir? He pretends to be no less than an ambassador from the Emperor of the Moon, sir.
Oh, ambassador from the Emperor of the Moon.
Aye, sir. Thereupon I laughed, thereupon he grew angry. I laughed at his resentment, and thereupon we drew, and this was the high quarrel, sir.
Oh, ambassador from the moon.
I have brought you off. Manage him as well as you can.
Brought me off, yes, out of the frying pan and into the fire. Why, how the devil shall I act an ambassador?
It must be so, for how should either of these know I expected that honor? Sir, approaching so near ours of this world, have made us commit any undecent indignity to your high character. You ought to pardon that frailty of our mortal education and ignorance, having never before been blessed with the dissension of any of your world.
What the devil shall I say now? I confess I am, as you may see by my garb, sir, a little incognito, because the public message I bring is very private, which is that the mighty Iridunazar, Emperor of the Moon, with his most worthy brother, the Prince of Thunderland, intend to sup with you tonight. Therefore, be sure you get good wine, though, by the way, let me tell you, 'tis for the sake of your fair daughter.
I'll leave the rogue to his own management. I presume by your whispering, sir, you would be private, and, humbly begging pardon, take my leave.
You have it, friend. Does your niece and daughter drink, sir?
Drink, sir?
Aye, sir. Drink hard?
Do the women of your world drink hard, sir?
According to their quality, sir. More or less. The greater the quality, the more profuse the quantity.
Why, that's just as here. But your men of quality, your statesmen, sir, I presume they are sober, learned, and wise.
Oh, faith, no, sir. But they are, for the most part, what's as good, very proud and promising, sir, the most liberal of their word to every fawning suitor, to purchase the state of long attendance, and cringing as they pass, but the devil of a performance, without you get the knack of bribing in the right place and time. But yet they all defy it, sir.
Oh, just as 'tis here. But pray, sir, how do these great men live with their wives?
Oh, most nobly, sir. My lord keeps his coach, my lady hers. My lord his bed, my lady hers. And very rarely see one another, unless by chance to meet in a visit, in the park, the mall, the tour, or at the basset table, where they civilly salute and part, he to his mistress, she to play.
Good lack. just as 'tis here.
Where, if she chance to lose her money, rather than give out, she borrows of the next amorous coxswain, who, from that minute, hopes, and is sure to be paid again, one way or another, the next kind opportunity.
Just as 'tis here.
As for the young fellows that have money, they have no mercy upon their own persons, but wearing nature off as fast as they can, swear, and whore, and drink, and borrow, as long as any rooking citizen will lend till. Having dearly purchased the heroic title of a bully or a sharper, they lived pitied of their friends, and despised by their whores, and depart this transitory world diverse and sundry ways.
Just as 'tis here.
As for the citizen, sir, the courtier lies with his wife. He, in revenge, cheats him of his estate, till rich enough to marry his daughter to a courtier, again gives him all, unless his wife's overgallantry breaks him, and thus the world runs round.
Oh, the very same 'tis here. Is there no preferment, sir, for the men of parts and merit?
Parts and merit? What's that? A livery, or the handsome tying a cravat? For the great men prefer none but their footmen and valets.
Oh, by my troth, just as 'tis here. Sir, I find you a person of most profound intelligence. Under favor, sir, are you a native of the moon or this world?
The devil's in him for hard questions. I am a Neapolitan, sir.
Oh, sir, I honor you. Good luck, my countryman. How got you to this region of the moon, sir?
A plaguey inquisitive old fool. Why, sir? Pox on it, what shall I say? I being one day in a musing melancholy, walking by the seaside, there arose, sir, a great mist, and by the sun's exhaling of the vapors of the earth, sir.
Right, sir.
In this fog, or mist, sir, I was exhaled.
The exhalations of the sun drew you to the moon, sir?
Oh, I'm condemned to the blanket again. I say, sir, I was exhaled up. But in my way, being too heavy, was dropped into the sea.
How, sir, into the sea?
The sea, sir, where the emperor's fisherman cast his nets, drew me up, and took me for a strange and monstrous fish, sir, and as such presented me to his mightiness, who going to have me spitchcocked for his own eating.
How, sir, eating?
What did me I, sir, life being sweet, but fall on my knees and besought his gloriousness not to eat me, for I was no fish, but a man. He'd asked me of what country. I told him of Naples, whereupon the emperor, overjoyed, asked me if I knew that most reverend and learned Dr. Baliardo and his fair daughter. I told him I did, whereupon he made me his bedfellow and the confidant to his amour, to Signora Ilaria.
Oh, bless me, sir. But how came the emperor to know my daughter?
There he is again with his damned hard questions. Know her, sir? Why, you were walking abroad one day.
My daughter never goes abroad, sir. Well, farther than our garden.
There it was indeed, sir. And as his highness was taking a survey of this lower world through a long perspective, sir, he saw you and your daughter and niece, and from that very moment fell most desperately in love. But hark! The emperor, sir, is on his way. Prepare for his reception.
Oh, I am in rapture. How shall I pay my gratitude for this great negotiation? But as I may, I humbly offer this ring and purse of gold, sir.
Sir, as an honor done the emperor, I take your ring and gold. I must go to meet his highness.
Oh, sir, we are astonished with the dreadful sound of the sweetest music that ever mortal heard, but know not whence it comes. Have you not heard it, sir?
Heard it? Yes, fool. 'Tis the music of the spheres. The emperor of the moon world is descending.
How, sir? No marvel, then, that looking towards the south, I saw such splendid glories in the air.
Ah, saw those aught descending in the air?
Oh, yes, sir. Wonders. Haste to the old gallery, whence, with the help of your telescope, you may discover all.
Oh, I would not lose a moment for the Lore universe.
Sir, we are dressed as you commanded us. What is your farther pleasure?
It well becomes the honor you're designed for, this night to wed two princes. Come with me and know your happy fate.
Bless me. My father and all the rest of his discourse shows so much sense and reason. I cannot think him mad, but feigns all this to try us.
Not mad? Marry, heavens forbid! Thou art always creating fears to startle one. Why, if he be not mad, his want of sleep this 48 hours, the noise of strange, unheard of instruments with the fantastic splendor of the unusual sight, will so turn his brain and dazzle him that in grace and goodness he may be mad if he be not. Come, let's after him to the gallery, for I long to see in what showing equipage our princely lovers will address to us. Heavens! What's here? What palace is this? No part of our house, I'm sure.
'Tis rather the apartment of some monarch.
I'm all amazement too, but must not show my ignorance. Yes, Ilaria, this is prepared to entertain two princes.
Are you sure on it, sir? Are we not, think you, in that world above I often heard you speak of? In the moon, sir?
How shall I resolve her? For aught I know, we are.
Sure, sir, 'tis some enchantment.
Let not thy ignorance profane the highest mysteries of natural philosophy. To fools it seems enchantment, but I have a sense can reach it. Sit and expect the event. Hark, I am amazed, but must conceal my wonder, that joy of fools, and impure wise in gravity.
Whence comes this charming sound, sir?
From the spheres. It is familiar to me.
Most reverend sir, we from the upper world thus low salute you. Kepler and Galileus we are called, sent as interpreters to great Aradonazar, the emperor of the moon who is descending.
Most reverend bards, profound philosophers, thus low I bow to pay my humble gratitude.
The emperor, sir, salutes you and your fair daughter. And sir, the prince of Thunderland salutes you and your fair niece.
Thus low I fall to thank their royal goodness.
Came you, most reverend bards, from the moon world?
Most lovely maid, we did.
May I presume to ask the manner how?
By cloud, sir, through the regions of the air, down to the famed Parnassus, thence by water, along the river Helicon, the rest by post upon two-winged eagles. Sir, you will behold abundance. Look up and see the orbal world descending. Observe the zodiac, sir, with her 12 signs. See how she turns and sends her signs to earth? Behold the ram, Aries. See Taurus next descends. Then Gemini. See how the boys embrace. Next Cancer, then Leo, then the Virgin. Next to her Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. This 6,000 years no emperor has descended, but incognito. But what he does to make his journey more magnificent, the zodiac, sir, attends him.
'Tis all amazing, sir.
Now, sir, behold the globic world descends 2,000 leagues before its wonted station, to show obedience to its proper monarch. And now, sir, behold, the mighty emperor. The emperor would have you rise, sir. He will not expect no ceremony from the father of his mistress.
I cannot, sir, behold his mightiness. The splendor of his majesty confounds me.
You must be moderate, sir. It is expected.
Shall I not have the joy to hear their heavenly voices, sir?
They never speak to any subject, sir, when they appear in royalty, but by interpreters, and that by way of stentrophon, in manner of the Delphic oracles.
Any way so I may hear the sense of what they would say.
No doubt you will. Most learned sir, the emperor now is going to declare himself according to his custom, to his subjects. Listen.
Most reverend sir, whose virtue did incite us, whose daughter's charms did more invite us, we come to grace her with that honor that never mortal yet had done her. Once only Jove was known in story to visit Semele in glory, but fatal 'twas he so enjoyed her, her own ambitious flame destroyed her. His charms too fierce for flesh and blood, she died embracing of her God. We gentler marks of passion give, the maid we love shall love and live. Whom visibly we thus will grace above the rest of human race. Say, is it your will that we should wed her, and nightly in disguises bed her?
The glory is too great for the mortal wife.
What then remains but that we consummate this happy marriage in our splendid state?
Okay.
Thus low I kneel in thanks for this great blessing.
Stay, mighty Emperor, and vouchsafe to be the umpire of our difference.
What are you?
2 neighboring princes to your vast dominion.
Knights of the Sun are honorable titles, and fight for that fair mortal Mopsiphil.
Bless us, my 2 precious lovers, I'll warrant. Well, I had better take up with one of them than lie alone tonight.
Long as 2 rivals we have loved and hoped, both equally endeavored, and both failed. At last, by joint consent, we both agreed to try our titles by the dint of lance, and choose your mightiness for arbitrator.
The Emperor gives consent. Allons-y.
Hello there. Have you seen my force lance?
General Kenobi, I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Let's see how well you handle it. Are you out of your Vulcan mind?
Bite my shiny metal pantaloons!
Ooh, danger, danger, Will Robinson!
Exterminate! Petak!
Sholva!
Ooh, very good, Mr. Wolf. I take it you've eaten a few more books today.
Go suck on a lemon. Wait, there's something you should know.
What's that?
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
And that makes us?
Absolutely nothing.
That was the fracking director!
I'm okay. He shot first.
You were a brother, Harlequin. I loved you. You were meant to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Who or what are the Sith?
No idea.
Uncle!
The Emperor pronounces you as the victor.
Kapla!
Receive your mistress, sir, as the reward of your undoubted valor.
Your humble servant, sir, and Scaramouche returns you humble thanks.
Ah, Scaramouche. Wait a minute, Scaramouche? My heart misgives me. Oh, I am undone and cheated in every way.
Be patient, sir, and call up all your virtue. You're only cured, sir, of a disease that long has reigned over your nobler faculties. Sir, I am your physician, friend, and counselor. It was not in the power of herbs or minerals, of reason, common sense, and right religion to draw you from an error that unmanned you.
I will be patient, gentlemen, and hear you. Are not you Ferdinand?
I am. And these are gentlemen of quality, that long have loved your daughter and your niece. Don Cinthio this, and this is Don Tremanti, the viceroy's nephews both, who found as men 'twas impossible to enjoy 'em, and therefore tried this stratagem.
Sir, I beseech you, mitigate your grief. Although indeed we are but mortal men, yet we shall love you, serve you, and obey you.
Are you not then the Emperor of the Moon? And you, the Prince of Thunderland?
There's no such person, sir. These stories are the phantoms of mad brains, to puzzle fools withal. The wise laugh at 'em. Come, sir, you shall no longer be imposed upon.
No Emperor of the Moon, and no moon world.
Ridiculous inventions. If we had not loved you, you'd been still imposed upon. You had brought a scandal in your learned name, and all succeeding ages had despised it.
Burn all my books, and let my study blaze. Burn all to ashes, and be sure the wind scatter the vile, contagious, monstrous lies. Oh, most noble youth, you've honored me with your alliance, and you and all your friends, assistances in this glorious miracle, I invite tonight to revel with me, Come all and see my recantation of all the follies fables have inspired till now. Be pleasant to repeat your story, to tell me by what degrees you cozen me. I see there's nothing in philosophy. Of all that writ, he was the wisest bard who spoke this mighty truth. He that knew all that ever learning writ, knew only this, that he knew nothing yet.
The Emperor of the Moon was written by Aphra Ben, directed by J. Clayton Law, and features the vocal talents of
Heather Mills as Mopsophill,
Hannah Blizzard as Ilaria,
John O'Brien as Scaramouche,
Skylar Sullivan as Belamonte,
Bill Van Gorder as Dr. Baliardo,
Matthew Tufts as Charmanti,
Timothy Taverner as Harlequin,
Neil Van Horn as Cynthio,
and Joshua Law as everyone else.
Sound effects were provided by Zapsplat.com, freesound.org, and Pixabay.com.
Music was provided by the YouTube Audio Library, the Pixabay Audio Library, PurplePlanet.com,
with original music by Hawks River.
With apologies to Barry Gray, Matthew McCauley, and Alexander Courage.
All links are in the description.
This has been a Telescope Radio Players production.
Proudly presented by the Theater Arts Guild.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Live long and prosper.
No actors were harmed in the making of this audio play.